How do you deploy your Next.js application on EC2 instance? Manually running a git pull on EC2? That might work if you have couple of developers. But what if you have a whole team pushing code multiple times a day? Now git pull becomes slow, messy, and error prone. The solution, a CI/CD pipeline, and in this tutorial, I will show you exactly how to do it using GitHub Actions. Hello there, my name is Farooq and welcome back to my channel. So without further ado, let's understand what we will cover in this video. Creating and understanding GitHub Actions pipeline, setting up deployment script for GitHub Actions, testing GitHub Actions pipeline. So in today's video, we are going to deploy our Next.js application using GitHub Actions. So this video is a continuing series or the next part for my existing video, in which in our last video, we did deploy our Next.js application. This application, throughout this series of Next.js application, we have this weather app. And if I put any city over here, like Karachi, it is just fine. What is the weather over here? So in our last video, we have deployed using Jenkins Pipeline. So here is the Jenkins Pipeline. So what actually this Jenkins Pipeline does, it actually connects to the remote machine. Here is the remote machine, which is my EC2 server on which Next.js has been set up. And it then goes to cd bar HTML and then run this script. So where is this server? Here it is. And it is the IP address, the same IP address I have put it over here. So let's quickly check the server, what exactly is been doing. It's just a quick recap. And then after that, we will be jumping into configuring GitHub Actions. So just log in. Okay. Just go to the relevant folder. I come up over here, cd bar HTML, Next.js, and here we do have a script.sh. So let's read this script.sh, what it does. Let me just let it do quick. So here actually runs the bash script, and it's just a recap for my last video, and I have explained each and everything in detail in my last video. So actually it runs this script and pipeline deploys the code over there. So whatever changes I have done, here is my pipeline, and it does do the poll LCM every minute, and whatever the code has been updated over there or pushed to this repo main, it just grab those things, connect to the remote machine, go to the relevant folder, and then run this script, and everything has been deployed. But in today's video, we are not going to use this Jenkins pipeline anymore. We are going to use it. But before that, let me disable it. Now this pipeline has been disabled, and that is fine. But let me do one thing more. Okay. Okay, just leave it. No need to do anything from as of now. So now I have just disabled this Jenkins pipeline. So it's not automatically be triggered. I haven't saved it. Okay. So this pipeline has been disabled. So I just make sure it is not going to be activated by itself. Now prepare, because we do have this server here, this server here, and this is the side. It's actually working fine. Now we are going to deploy our code using GitHub Actions. But how we are going to do that? So in GitHub Actions, we are going to follow this tutorial. So generate SSH key one time. So it is saying SSH key we have to create, and that SSH key we are going to use GitHub Actions actually. So let's do that. Just copy this command and here on my system. Let me increase the font size a bit. Okay, now it's fine. Let me clear it. Okay. So if I run this, it will be creating those keys here. So let me check what I did. I'm just checking when before recording this video, I have executed the whole thing once to test each and everything. So I am just verifying that did I create any key? Oh my God, there are so many stuff. I need to clean my system as well. Okay, no problem. Let's create a new directory. SSH keys. Let name is GitHub _ actions. Okay, CD. Okay, that is fine. Just me run this command over here. So it's just saying SSH keygen -d, and I'm just putting a prefix GitHub Actions, and that's it. I'm not going to put any passphrase. That has been done. Let me increase it a bit. Okay, fine. So let's find anything. Do we have now? I have two keys here. This one is public key and the other one is private key. So I do have two keys now. So let's follow the tutorial like they have presented. Here I have the presentation, which has the private key. Here is the private key. The other one is a public key. The above is a public key. So what's next? It is saying copy the public key to your EC2. So that is the command. Just copy it. Actually, this is not deploy. It is Ubuntu or whatever the user you have, use that username. So what it is doing, it is just this command is copying your private key, your public key actually, this public key to the destination server, to the EC2 machine. I don't have this EC2. I just need to copy the IP. And here we go. Just put this IP here and enter. Okay, fine. So this key has been added. So if I would like to check this key, SSH 12, and then just hit enter. Where it is going to add this key, it should be here, .ssh in authorized keys. So there should be another one. So GitHub Actions, it has copied this key from here to here. It has been copied. Now, what I need to do, the public key I have just put onto the server. The next thing, what I need to do, just need to prepare the GitHub Actions. So here I do have GitHub, but whatever the repo you have to log in and go to the repo. You may clone this repo to your system as well, and you have this in place. So once you're inside your repository, you have to go to settings and then secret and variables and secret and variable and then action. So earlier I have set these keys EC2 host, EC2 SSH keys, and EC2 user. So let's do it again. Let's delete them, all of them, and then we will be creating ourselves. So each and everything I have deleted. Now this tutorial is saying you have to create EC2 user, EC2 SSH key, and EC2 host. So first of all, create EC2 host. Okay, new repository secret, and the name should be EC2 host. Make sure there is no extra spaces or this kind of thing. And then whatever the IP of your system, I've just copied it and then putting it here. Okay, that is fine. One variable has been cleared. Now I have to add the second one. And second one is EC2 user, EC2 user. And then this user is actually not deployed. Why is deployed? Using actually Ubuntu. Over. Just copy it and paste it. All right. These two are here. Now edit the third box. And it is saying EC2 SSH. Okay. Just put it here. Remove the extra space. Come to the key. It is saying put the private key that we have just created. And if I do check, it is saying GitHub Actions. This is my private key. Just copy the whole key from here. Okay. All right. I've just copied it. And I need to paste it here. Okay. So 3 things required. I have added all of them. Okay, host, user, and SSH key. So what next? Now it is saying in your repository, create GitHub workflow deploy.yaml. So where exactly my project is. So let's go to the project directory where I have configured each and everything. It is Next.js, where they're at. And let me check Git branch. I am on main branch, which is 5. And if I check this, come to the code, here is I am on main. So as I have told you, I was working and I have created this GitHub workflow and just put the YAML as well. So if you need to do it, how you gonna do this? And then you have to go to cd. You have to create actually GitHub folder. Just check and then workflow folder. So you have to create the folder in this way to work GitHub Actions, or you make long line repo. So you will have all the structure already been copied. And then you just need to modify your deploy.yaml if you would like. So if I check, I do have deploy.yaml. So let's see what is inside. Yeah. Deploy.yaml. So I do have these things over here. And then once I did it, I just push it to my repo. And my repo has been here. So this file is here. So let's understand what this does. This is the, what should I say? This is a YAML, which GitHub Actions understand and execute the commands or the instructions line by line. Not exactly the line by line, but it is a YAML. So it just gets those information and run it onto the destination server. So I'm been very excited. So let's see how it does work. So first of all, it does have name, which is deploy Next.js to EC2. That name I have just proposed, and I have just put this name over here. And then it is saying on what? As soon as I push the code, and then branch, which is main. So as soon as I push the code or anyone push the code onto the main branch, once the code has been pushed to the main branch, then it has to start the job. And job means deploy. Deploy and run on Ubuntu latest. So it has to deploy on Ubuntu latest because it's a Ubuntu command. So what are the steps? Name, check out the code. So code has to be checked out, uses actions checkout at V3. This is for GitHub Actions. And then it's internally around this code. And then after that, another step, first step is this, another step is deploy to EC2 via SSH. So I'm going to deploy onto my EC2 server, which is running over here using SSH. So here is the, what should I say? Here is the command that is appleboy/SSH. This is the actual syntax you have to follow. You do not need to change anything till here to here with host, and host has a syntax dollar curly bracket open secrets dot ec2 underscore host. This is the variable name that we have created. So let me open it into a tab so I can show you guys as well. Secret and variable actions. I do have ec2 underscore host. So if I come here, it is ec2 underscore host. And for where it is getting from secrets dot ec2 dot host, because that I have created a secret, new repository secret. So this is secret in GitHub own term and GitHub Actions as well. So ec2 dot host, and similarly, I have assigned this value after fetching from internal variable to host, and similarly username to ec2 underscore username, and the key, whatever the private key we have just copied here, I've just put it here. And then what it does do a script. A script means script means bash script. So this means it's a simple YAML. It means multi-line. And then what exactly I need to do? CD for HTML, Next.js, and then goes directly into the working folder. So if I browse here, I'm just going to log into the remote machine or to my Next.js server, whether app server. Okay, I'm inside CD / I'm directly here. So if I do error, I do have these files. But before that, when I was using Jenkins, I was coming over here and then run script.sh manually, or from the script, from the Jenkins. If I verify this, what I've been doing, going to SSH, going to HTML Next.js, and then run script.sh. So similarly, come to this. If I can pwd, I'm running script.sh. But if you could see, when I'm using GitHub Actions, I'm directly goes inside Next.js.app. Next.js weather app directly inside. I am actually bypassing script.sh. So because here I'm doing the scripting, because this is the scripting and running each and everything from this script. I'm not using any other script directly onto the server. So this is quite better in my perspective. So after that, once I get in, I just do the git fetch all, git fetch reset hard origin made. So whatever the man changes, that's been all reset. And then I'm just doing export path because I'm using Node 20. And so if I'm not using this export path command, then it is not working because it is not getting actually what is Node when it has been SSH through this L. So after that, I'm just doing the same thing, npm install, and then command PM2, and it is the same thing. I'm just checking if PM2 is already existed, then it is fine. Otherwise, npm install minus cpm2, then install the PM2 as well. And then after that, npm run build, and then PM2 start with the app, PM2 restart with the app, or PM2 start npm name whether at run start. So either of two, because if it is the first time, then definitely PM2 restart whether app won't work because it is not existed. In that case, PM2 start npm dash name. It is going to create a new PM2 and then start. And then after that, PM2 save is actually saves it as the server reboots and everything. So it's bring back those commands. So if I check, then PM2 list, it does add this. Okay. So that is fine. As soon as you just push to GitHub, it actually executes the actions and deploy it onto the server. Since my this file is already been there and it's already been pushed, so I'm not going to push it again. But once you copy this or clone it, you will have all this file over there. So now we have everything in place, and we just need to do any changes and then push the code to this repo. So let's get back to my system. It is fine. Here is my system, and let me go to the main code directory, and that's your PSX. And in the code, I've just used the default city Lahore. Let me put it to the web. Now I need to push the code. So all right, this has been done, and this is the whole script. It's better to use the one I have just copied to my repo. Now go to GitHub, uh, go to Actions tab in GitHub and watch pipeline run. Here in Actions, modified city, it is in a running state. Let's go inside. What is it has been doing? It is showing deploy status and progress. It's been done. It is saying it has been done. So let's verify. Do I have anything? So it is saying it's been restarted 7:27. Let's see, 7:28. So it's been deployed, and then I've changed the default city to something else. So just refresh it. Now it is Dubai. So whenever the code is been changed, GitHub Actions, it automatically picks up and deploy the code accordingly. So this is how you are deploying your code using GitHub Actions. Thank you for watching. I hope this tutorial helped you on your DevOps journey. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.